real quick, we're gonna go to another fucking court case. I don't really want to go on this, but I had to bring it up, the YSL situation. Once again, I'm gonna say it again. I don't want to call nobody no rats until I know they absolutely a rat. To me, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I see people taking plea deals. Some people saying that Thug is gonna come home by the summertime.
I feel like,
regardless of what happens. Some people are saying that that's not true. I have no idea. Some people are saying that these niggas are taking the plea. Some people say he told his brother to take the plea. I have no fucking clue anymore.
So
I'm gonna wait till this shit is over to figure this shit out.
I'm not saying anybody. What I'm saying is this. That was my initial stance. My initial stance was, lawyers sit down with lawyers and, based on each other, they come up with a strategy. Everybody agrees this is our strategy, how we gonna go about it. And based off what we initially seen and people taking the plea, I said it could be. They could be copping out and they could be agreeing to tell, you know what I'm saying? Or they could not be, I don't know. But just getting further information from credible sources that I know and respect, it ain't no play. And niggas it's every man for himself.
Every man for themselves. Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? And based on the cop-outs that they get, it's throwing that man under the bus.
It seems to me like the government is setting up the chessboard because he's the target. So they're giving all these people these pleas under the condition that if we go to trial, you have to testify.
And niggas, they thinking they're gonna beat the system, and that you really not gonna beat the system. So niggas like, well, I have to test. I can plead the fifth and all this shit, and they thinking they could do all that, right? And they're gonna go there, and then based off, the agreement, they're gonna snatch that shit away.
They're gonna snatch the plea right
away.
This is exactly what I was saying, because if you don't, the only thing that you can plead the fifth on is things that would incriminate you. But if you were not truthful on that stand, they're gonna pull that deal right from under your feet, and you're going right back to jail.
And then what happens?
And they already have your testimony, which they're going to use against you. So because once they pull the plea, that offer no longer stands, so they can use that evidence against Thug and K in trial.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to wait till this one kind of pans out.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, from the credible sources that I got, my man's credible, and they immediately told me that, this is what this is. It ain't no play. Thug, they throwing Thug under the bus.
Say what?
I got in stupid news. Real quick. I saw this young man the other day driving on the freeway in Miami, somewhere I think it was, or somewhere in Florida. And he shot out a window of a car driving a Lamborghini, I think driving 105 miles per hour, videotaping himself with the tattoos on his hands, and they just arrested him. Now, how stupid can you be?
Are you
to
dumb?
Videotape yourself, put it on Instagram, the internet, wherever you put it at.
It's clout shit. That's the new thing.
Like, when do we stop this shit? Like, when do we stop taping everything?
You don't, because some people are so thirsty for, like, it's just like you see copycat people, right? They do the copycat shit. They intentionally trying to go to jail. Like, they see the fame.
They prioritize attention.
They prioritize attention. So it's people like that in this world, and that's just what they do. So, you just got to make it, they know they're going to get them.
But we also stated that they so living in the moment, these people about instant gratification, that dopamine hit from these likes and from the views, that they're not even thinking 3 or 4 steps down the line of what the consequences are going to be exactly. And then once again, like we live in a culture where, bruh, these perks, the lean, this shit has become cool.
Well, in other dumber news, because I don't want to stay too long in dumber news, over the Christmas holiday, Christmas Eve that is, I see the governor of Texas drop like 3 busloads of immigrants close to the house of Kamala Harris.
Again?
Again.
But it's all good because y'all voted her in the office because she wears Timbs.
We did it, Joe.
I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't Tim's. It's just that she was a black. And I'm just I don't watch white men fuck up this nation for so long. I'm like, I'm gonna give a sister a shot, man.
That's what for me. So that's a good question.
I didn't see nobody else better, and I was like, why not? I don't give a fuck. If you running for president, I'm voting for you over any of these.
Of course, listen. But notice the second he got in office, she disappeared.
I never even see Kamala.
She disappeared, man.
I agree with that.
But what's the disrespect level of that, though? Like, she the vice president. How do you keep dropping niggas?
Because what it is they don't respect. The Republican Party does not respect the Democrats.
Talking about the
at all.
Republican Party, what do
You
you
know-
think about Trump running for president? If he runs for president, would you vote for Trump, or why wouldn't you vote for Trump, or would you vote for Trump?
For me, right? Trump has no leadership qualities. For me, I would never follow him into McDonald's. I don't think he has emotional intelligence. I think he's irrational. I think people like him. It's like him and Kanye is the same people, right? It's just people
I
like
believe
the
that.
shock value. They like the fact that they say anything, but that's not what leadership looks like, right? It's like niggas. Like they cheer on a nigga that run outside with the guns and he gonna shoot broad day and they like, yo, he the realest nigga. Look, he go out, but you going to jail. Somebody gonna kill you. Like people cheer on that behavior because it's reckless. So Trump is reckless. He'll say shit that nobody else says. But as far as leadership, he doesn't have leadership qualities. He doesn't make smart decisions. He doesn't make smart moves, just like Kanye. Kanye says shit, but he doesn't make nothing he does. When I watch Kanye, I'm like, okay, so you did all this to lose everything, to have nothing, didn't create nothing, but you're still talking every day. You going in there, and people are like, he's a genius. The master plan. And I never see the master plan. It's just like with Trump. I don't see the master. I see the talk. I see that he's willing to talk against everything, but no master plan has been set. I don't see the plan that comes with
But
it.
when it comes to us, has Biden been what leadership looks like?
I mean, not leadership looks like, but my thing is this. For me is this. And I can speak from my own personal and knowing things, right? There's shit inside the White House that has gotten done, right? I have people that's inside the White House that Biden, like when we look at what happened with Breonna Taylor, right? The fact that we got a black woman in the federal courts, that's why that happened. Biden specifically put that black woman in there. We went there and we petitioned, and they charged those officers. Those things are specific things that I know happen. There are people that Biden has put in place that we have direct contact with, that have the same interests that we have in our communities that I've known has happened. Like when we look at Erica Ford being able to get the weed bill, be one of the first people to get the dispensaries in New York City. Like these are direct things that come from Biden. I don't know nothing directly that happened. The crisis management system being able to get funded, where they got like $5 billion where they want to fund and put them in position. These are things that I know happen directly from voting for Biden. I don't know nothing that directly happened from that I was able to say I benefited off from anything that happened with Trump. I don't know anything.
Could I ask you this question? Because we have this debate too, and I hear a lot of people outside of here have this debate. Do you think that Obama was better than Trump for our people, or he wasn't?
I think he was. I think Obama had the most against him than any other president because he was the
100%.
first black president.
He's a black president, of
So
course.
their whole thing was. So this is the shit that kills me. Obama was putting retroactive laws. All of the shit that Trump did.
And I told Mo that the other day.
The
Him
shit
and
that
Mita
Trump
didn't
did,
believe me.
he was putting retroactive laws that would have freed everybody locked up for weed. Not just a couple of people. All the way back from the 80s, it would have been no nigga in the jail for low-level drugs, weed, all that shit. Everybody was coming home retroactively. Them niggas said, there's no way that's happening. Are you fucking kidding? They got rid of that shit 1,000 times. Trump came in and gave us 2% of the same bill. Freed about 5,000 niggas, and people called him Jesus Christ. But because what happens is, this is the game they play. The Democrats come with a real progressive law. They say, yo, we want to give this much money, we want to get all these people free. Republicans say, I'm not doing that shit. Fuck out of here. Yeah, we're not doing it. So when they get in, they say, okay, you know what we got to do? We're going to take that bill. We're going to gut the shit. We're going to give them 2%. The Democrats ain't going to say no because they want some of it anyway. So only way they're going to get some of it is they got to play the way we play. So this is the game they run. They did the same shit. Obama literally signed out over 1,000 people. Literally, he had to physically sign to give pardons. Like literally, like, okay, boom, boom, sign presidential. No president in the history has ever done that.
Okay.
He did more than the last 10 presidents put together. You know how many Trump did? About 30. 1,000.
So my question, like you said, the Republicans, gave us 2% of that bill, freed about 5,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
how many marijuana convictions did Biden free? Like he came up with this BS about what was it? It was the federal stat.
He can only, and that's what I'm
because
trying to
that was
explain to you.
but that was an oxymoron. You know that,
But
right?
that's all he can
because
do,
the federal grid, bro, that's freeing no one.
But you're not listening to what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand your frustration. Is what happens is they come with the bills, right? And they stop them. They stopping them in 77 in the House.
Yeah.
So what he only thing he could do, I can make presidential in the federal. I can make shit whatever I want in the federal. I can just make, okay, I'm gonna do that in the federal. Fuck it. I know, but I want you to understand. I've been trying to pass this in the states. They won't pass it, but I'm giving it to the federal so that everyone who wants to do it
filibuster it.
Exactly. So this is what they're doing. So this is the game they run. So it's never gonna look. This is why it's a strategy, and I say it all the time. But it takes the Democrats to introduce the shit. If they don't introduce it, these Republicans would never give you the 2% that we get, and we fall for the same shit because oh yeah, Trump let niggas go. Trump took a bill that if you do the study, if you look at the bill that Obama was trying to pass, my nigga, that shit would have freed all low-level drugs, all of them niggas.
But,
it would have been hundreds of
let's
thousands
be
of
honest.
niggas that came home.
But
hundreds of thousands.
But let's be honest, bruh. I think everybody, what Obama did was aim high, hoping to get something out of it. It's the same thing that the law does. They throw a shitload of charges at you, hoping something sticks.
Exactly.
Like, the Democrats knew they're not freeing every single
But the thing
low-level.
is this-
That's not happening.
So what happens is they know all they're gonna do is gut it. So if we aim high, y'all gonna gut it somewhere, and we gonna end up being
and
something.
we gonna land. We shoot for the moon. We might land on the stars.
And they didn't want to even want to negotiate. They wasn't even trying to negotiate it. It's just like what they did with the Justice Police bill, the George Floyd. We went through all that shit. These niggas took the whole bill and gutted it. We was trying to end qualified immunity, shit that would have held officers accountable.
Held them
Them niggas
accountable.
like all the Republicans. We said, yeah, we want to do the bill. They just like, nah, we not doing that. So the niggas. So what happened was, the Democrats said, this ain't even a bill. We can't even do that. Booker and I was like, I'm not voting for it. They sat down with bum ass Tim Scott. And that nigga was like, yeah, we want to get this done. He never was trying to get it done, bro. They completely gutted the bill.
But we all know the politics is
So that's what I'm saying.
mirrors,
So
man.
we got other topics
So that's
to
what I'm
get
trying to
to.
say. So when we say they do
My
more
song-
for us, it's like you got to understand how it get done in the first place. It's a process. The Democrats got to introduce it, and then the Republicans got to gut it because the Democrats, they know the Democrats is going to approve it because they want something. So that's the process. They got to fight. They got to aim high, and they know, okay, people, in order for us to get back into the House and get voted in, we got to give them something. So what they do is they play, yeah, we want to free some, we want to do this, and if you get them voted back in, that's the only way you get back in. That's the only way you keep our people feeling like something's happening. That's why niggas like, oh, I'm going with these niggas is playing the game. This shit is the biggest game they've been playing.
They playing the
Moral
game.
to the story, y'all. Don't vote for Trump next time.
I don't
you go
know.
back
I don't
north.
know about that.
Yeah, I might not never vote for Trump.
This nigga still. Real quick question, my son. How do we get back to kids putting down the guns and back to fighting?
I mean, we got to change the culture. It's a culture shift, right? When it was fighting, it was cool. Gangster was you being able to fight, knuckle up.
Nobody praises you for being able to not
Wait,
make it sound
I got a
no
story
more.
to tell. I got a story.
This guy always got a
I got a story,
goddamn
Mysonne, I'm
story.
sorry. So
How you gonna ask a question and answer
I
your
know,
own
but I
question
gotta interrupt it with my story.
goddamn story?
Fuck that. I got my story. Cause my son, I remember one time a couple of years ago.
He got somebody slapped the shit out of him.
I'm gonna slap the shit out your ass. Anyway,
niggas is crazy.
right. So a couple of years back, right? I had this issue. It was a barbershop issue. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to get a cut. Me and this nigga got in an argument at the barbershop. He didn't want to cut me. Cool. We got in an argument. The other barber's like, I'm gonna cut you, Styles. Don't worry about it.
The barber said, the size of your head is gonna take me 3 days to cut.
Right. So, a couple months go by. Me and homeboy ain't talking. Devil's effective, right? Active. I'm coming from church. Call my barber and it's like, yo, can you give me a cut real quick? He said, yeah, Styles, come to the shop. Get to the shop. He ain't there. But the other barber is there. You know what I'm saying? So I open the door, go to open the door. Somebody gets up to open it. And he tell him, nah, don't let me in. This is months after we have our little scrupple. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, why the fuck this nigga ain't let me in? So I'm knocking on the door. Tells the person, don't let him in. Are you serious? Like, I'm only here because the other barber told me to come here. This ain't even your shop. The other nigga own it. Cool. I said, now I gotta wait this one out, my son. So I sat there and I waited for a second. Lady walked past, one kid, and she went to the door and they buzzed her right in. I said, oh, this nigga play with me. All right, I'm mad as shit now. So I run in the house, Moe, I go get my gun, right? I say,
I was not there. I had nothing to do with this.
Listen,
I'm just letting y'all know right now.
listen, the reason why,
Allegedly.
You went to get your gun allegedly.
no, this is fact. Listen,
We just had this whole conversation
I
about
hear
rap
you.
music.
Allegedly.
listen, allegedly. All right, cool. I went back to the crib to get my burner. The reason why I would get my burner, because I had got homeboy a job.
He meant the burner off of the stove. So he went with like, exactly.
Allegedly.
Listen, the reason why, because he had popped somebody in another barbershop and I got him a job at this
Allegedly.
barbershop.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right? So I already knew he keep his gun on him at work.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So I had to go to my crib before I approach him on the aggressive tip with the hammer. You know what I'm saying? So I go back to the store. My cousin see me come outside. He's like, where you going? I say, I'm about to go inside this nigga fucking head. He said, I'm coming with you. I said, all right, come with me. So we go to the store. I said, matter of fact, you knock on the door first, because if he see me, he ain't gonna let me in. Guess what? He buzzes the nigga right in. So as soon as he buzz him in, I walk and I back out on the nigga. I said, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, man, you don't do that, bro.
Listen,
Allegedly.
listen, everybody, like, what the fuck is happening? So I said, why you ain't let me in? He said, because you ain't getting no cut. He was still gangster. Because you ain't nobody here to cut you. I ain't cutting your hair. So I ain't asked you to cut my hair. I said, yo, matter of fact, yo, hold this. And I, like on some real shit, threw the gun back to my cousin.
Allegedly.
Right? He catches the gun, I just hit him. Bang! As soon as I hit him, he drops.
Allegedly.
I'm beating the shit out of him.
Allegedly.
All he doing is reaching for the drawer, right? So I beat the shit down, he gets up, he finally gets up, he runs out the store. This is when the shit get crazy. When he runs out the store the next morning, I get up and go to work, my cousin's going to the train station. My cousin said, yo, that kid at the train station waiting for you. He got the hammer in his hand. I said, what? So I'm on my way to the train station, I'm like 2 blocks away. I said, oh shit, let me double back, go get my car, and go get my hammer. So I go
Allegedly.
to the car. I go to the car.
Allegedly.
I drive past the train station. I got the car like this. I'm driving past like this. As soon as I see him, I'm gonna try to hit him, right?
Allegedly.
I was young and stupid. So I don't see him. I go to work. So I'm like, yo, I can't do this all week. Like, I can't go to the train station, not go to the train station all week. So I said to the nigga, I'm gonna call this nigga, fuck that. So I call the nigga, said, yo, I heard you was looking for me this morning at the train station. He's like, yeah, I was. I said, yo, my nigga, man, how you want to do this, B? We could either shoot the 5 or we could go to that gunplay. He said, well, obviously yesterday you saw that I couldn't fight, so there's only one way to go about this. I said, oh, shit! My son hung up the phone. I wasn't ready for that answer.
Yo, he said I wasn't ready for that answer.
Yo, Mice, I wasn't ready for the answer. I was like, yo.
Well, you sure I couldn't fight? Because you done whipped me out.
Listen, but you got to respect the man for being honest, though.
Yo, Mike, yo,
crazy.
Mo, my nigga, my heart dropped.
Wow.
This nigga shot somebody in the other barbershop allegedly.
Allegedly.
So I already knew the type of time he was on. I said, oh shit.
This what this is. This done turned in.
So how do we get the niggas to go back to their hands? To my original
never
question.
Had hands, right?
You
And
know
that's what happened. The niggas who never had hands made the rest of the shit cool. It's like everything. It's like we got weaves, right? Like weaves became the big thing.
Made natural hair uncool.
Uncool, right? Because the
Surgery made regular asses
The girls who
uncool.
wanted big, good hair that didn't have it was like, oh, that shit is whack. Nobody care about that natural hair. We got weaves. And now you got girls with nice natural hair that rather wear weaves.
Just like the
fuck are you
BBLs.
talking?
BBLs
Exactly.
made nice natural asses
You
not
understand what I'm
cool.
saying? So that's what happened. So what happened was the dudes that couldn't fight made gunplay with gangster, right? So what we got to do is it has to be a demographic of official dudes that reestablish what gangster is. Like it has to be a reestablishment, right? It has to be a cultural shift.
I think you're a
But
real
some-
nigga and
some-
he's a real nigga. I think I should stop boxing at the end of the show.
But some.
I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
y'all
you know what's
agree?
crazy?
Yo, I ain't
Yo,
slap boxing so
you made-
long,
you-
bro.
But you official.
Hold on, you just
still got it.
You just made me think of a story too.
But you not official.
Hold on, come on.
So
bro.
you might start slap box.
Listen.
But why would we slap
How about me and my son beat the shit out you?
Yeah, how about that? How about we jump in?
Yeah, exactly. How about we jump?
You can't do
And
that.
I ain't talking about allegedly
You done backed
either.
out on the Why we jump
Yo, hold on. See, now I got the story, right? So, back in the day, I had these 2 little cousins, right? these little niggas used to get into all types of BS all the time, and I always used to have to come out and defend them, right? So my cousin come to my crib one day, he's like, yo, this dude tried to hit me with a bat, blah, 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 this. I'm like, where? So he like, okay, over there on Beverly. So I'm like, all right, cool. Go over there with him. Dude's in front of the building. I'm with my man, God bless the dead. I'm with my man, Woods.
Yo, every week, he God bless the dead to every man. Like, he got no live friends, but go ahead. I don't know what the
So
fuck
dude's
happened.
in front of the building, so I approach him. So I'm like, yo, homie. You know, my cousin's with me. I'm like, yo, bro, this is my little cousin. He like 14 years old, man. Like, bro, why would you try to hit the nigga with a bat? So the nigga like, yo, I don't know who you think you talking to. Whap! That's it. That's all I need to hear. Whap! Lean him. You know what I'm saying? Start whooping dude out. Anyway, dude go. While I'm whooping him out, I'm slamming him against the car. He reached behind his back for an alleged hammer, right? So my man Woods peep it, slap it out his hand, grabs it, whatever. He runs down the block. He skates. So now.
That's the worst thing when somebody take your hammer, but go ahead.
Right? So now, probably like 2 months later, on a late night, I go to Lucy spot. I'm going to give me a Lucy, whatever. I'm coming out the Lucy spot. I ain't even realized that this dude was sitting in the car with his peoples. So when he saw me go in the store, he positions himself by the door. When I come out, he just rocks me. Whap! So whatever. So I stumble, catch my footing, put my hands up. I'm like, all right, what up, what up? I shake it off. So he pulls out a knife. He's like, nah, nigga. Remember what you did to me last time? I ain't fighting. Right? So I'm like, all right, homie, I'm going to see you. Don't worry about it. Whatever, whatever. So I go to the block, telling my man, like, yo, son, I'm going to go see this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So my man like, yo, man, let that nigga be, whatever, whatever. So I'm like, all right. Maybe like 2 weeks later, I'm walking down the Ave. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Son, why I feel somebody next to me. I turn to my side. Wow, this dude is right next to me, hand in his pocket. So I'm looking at him. So I'm positioning myself because I'm like, oh, I already know what this is. I'm gonna have to rock this dude again. So he just goes, yo, Mo, man, I didn't want to do that, but you took my gun. I was in the car with my mans. Like, yo, they saw you and they like, yo, that's the nigga that took your gun. Like, you pussy. So he's like, yo, man, I just had to. And you know what? And this is what I mean about putting your pride aside and not getting so caught up in your ego. Because I started laughing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you right. That, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, bro, I get it, man. And the crazy thing is, me and him is like this to this day.
It's always like that, man.
Tell me who that is. I can tease this nigga every time I see him. I'm teasing this nigga every time I see him. I don't even know why you told me the story. You don't have to tell me who it is, but go ahead.
I got a story.
Oh, my son got a story?
But it wasn't a fight. It was almost a fight. So based off me and Sean's battle, right? So me and Sean have the battle. Everybody's running around talking about the shit. Yo, you know, Diddy said something to Sean about it. Everybody was like, yo, all types of bullshit. So it was just all through the industry. So a couple of weeks later, me and Sean is cool. You know,
that's crazy. Y'all both became political niggas, but go ahead. Y'all both went to jail, came political. Go ahead.
That's the beauty, bro. That's the beauty of black.
And we was outside doing crazy. But anyway, so we go to Diddy's house in the Hamptons. Diddy had a party in the Hamptons. So I see Sean, it's like him and his man, it's about 10 of them. Me and my man's about 10 of us. So I'm walking over, I'm giving him a pound. And his man's like, don't get that nigga no pound. Suck ass nigga showing you fake gloves. So I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, what? So he's like, yeah, they saying, yo, that you been saying shit ever since the battle, and you don't really fuck with me. So I'm like, so you think that? So this man's like, I was like, yo, bro, you talking too much. I'm not even talking to you. So he kept talking. I was like, look, we're not gonna do this in Diddy house. Let's just go outside. You know what I'm saying? So I walk outside. Everybody, now niggas done followed us outside. We in the middle of the street. So he walking slow. And I don't know who it was, but I'm walking toward nigga. I'm about to hit him. I think Diddy came outside. I was just about to hit him. And I think it was God bless. It might have been Wolf that stopped that fight. God bless the dead. Wolf stopped us from fighting. And we went and we had a big conversation. We went inside another house and we sat there for about an hour and a half ironing out the shit. And the dude was like, nah, you know what? I respect you. You're a real nigga, man. I thought you was a different type of nigga, but you a real nigga. You was about to handle, like, it was about to be all the way crazy. And from that day to this one, we became like best friends. Me and Sean been like best friends ever since then.
You from the Bronx, right? Mm-hmm. I never really fuck with a Bronx nigga, but you a cool Bronx nigga.
I never really fucked with Brooklyn
You know what I'm
niggas.
saying?
either.
Bronx,
nah.
It was always
Bronx is the dirty
Because y'all
D,
niggas
bro.
wear Skechers.
No, we never
And
did
Lugs.
this. No.
But yo, I don't want to, cause I know we got some shit, but I want to get into these.
Yeah,
sneakers.
shout out to Saya. Now Saya, if you've been listening, Saya,
They was talking about
Put them,
they were
put them in
Kyrie.
front of your cam. Put them
yeah,
in
this
front
is
of your
this is a
cam.
pair of sneakers he gave me. These right here too.
Those are hard.
Yeah, these.
So my son, I
shout
got a
out to Saya.
problem,
He
right?
brings- what
So
up?
my
I
son,
got a
why,
problem.
yeah, because
Because-
you ain't bring.
Us nothing, right? But you was telling
Y'all wear
people
my
to
size.
throw the sneakers away, give up the sneakers, right? I got a lot of Nikes in my
Me too.
house.
I'm about to for New
But out
Year's.
of
I'm about to
But
throw
listen, my son,
Out of
throw
respect
20
for
more
you
pairs
though,
out.
we ain't wear Nike.
I
really
respect,
appreciate it.
yeah, because
Thank
I didn't wear it because you was coming today.
But y'all brought me to the store where it's $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
So y'all figured it out.
we
bought
told
all
you to
these.
we told you to bring enough black sneakers so we could take this
Yeah,
down.
yeah, like he said, bring a couple, a few pairs.
Yo.
I brought a few.
How do people supposed to react, right? That been collecting Nikes all their life. How do they move on to a brand? Especially sometimes you can't afford a new brand. I seen you threw your shit right in the incinerator, right? I can't throw my shit in the incinerator
good.
at this point in time and have nothing to replace them.
I
And
think
I'm
for
not
me-
saying I'm not saying that you can afford it, but you have the luxury of the brand saying, "Yo, my son, we
But it's
got
not
you."
even a luxury, right? Because I did that before a brand, and I still support the brands, and I still buy stuff from other things, right? It's for me is this, right? I understand that Nike made a decision, right? The way they dealt with Kyrie, the way that
Which was fucked up.
the way that the way that the white man spoke about Kyrie, it wasn't even so much that
The arrogance of it all.
It's just the way he spoke, like he was talking about a boy and a slave that worked for him. Like he crossed the line, we severing our.
Like it wasn't a mutually
It wasn't-
beneficial relationship.
And understanding that this is the number 2 selling sneaker behind LeBron. He's the
Which
number
they
2.
just gave to John Morant, by the way. I don't know
Exactly,
if you seen
same, pretty much the same
sneaker.
So for me, it's like if I understand that these people are able to sever relationships with us, that they making millions, multi-millions of dollars, and they say, fuck that, I'm willing to lose millions to prove something, to put you in your place, then if I'm not willing to not spend my money to stand for something, then what am I actually
Nah, I
doing?
get that, but
That's just my personal
I
thing.
agree with
And if
you,
I'm
but
not willing
I
to
don't
say
know how
I'm
to
gonna
throw
throw
them
away,
away.
and I'm not willing to say, look, I'm gonna throw away $1,000 when these niggas can throw away $1 million, right? I want you to understand the seriousness. People are like, why you didn't give them away? Because I'm not giving away spoiled food, right? If I don't see value in something, right, I'm not gonna give a nigga no
I
holy
understand that.
clothes or coat that got because I don't see the value in it. So I don't want you to have some shit that I don't see value in, and that's my own personal thing. And it's not saying that you have to do it. Everybody has their own way that they protest and they stand on something. Me, I'm a 0 to 100 type person. When I stand on something, this is what it is. Like I make conscious decisions because I understand. Like I have to tell myself this is serious for me. Like I know what it is for me. I can't halfway do shit. I don't.
It's
Double
almost like you have to put yourself in a position to perform.
That's
it's like
it.
you have to put your back against the wall so
Exactly.
that you. I get exactly where you're coming
That's
from.
how I move. So it's not for everybody.
me-
Everybody's
But I will
sacrifice
say,
is not gonna be the
but I
same.
will say too, Mice is a 0 to 100 person, right? So he can deal with it that way. It doesn't mean that your change can't be gradual.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm
can't.
just saying,
It doesn't
'cause
mean
a
that you
lot of
can't
people
say.
ask that
It doesn't
question.
mean that you can't say, you know what? I'm gonna keep the Nikes I have, but from this day on, I'm gonna buy black.
Black, yeah,
You,
yeah.
you know what
So
I mean?
that's
Because
what I was trying to get to.
all that matters is that you make some type of effort.
That's it. Everybody's thing is going to look different for everybody. But as long as we on the page knowing that we got to do better and we making gradual effort to do better, because they doing better. They constantly doing. They're able to sabotage with us at any given time and say,
Yeah,
fuck
but I
you.
don't understand
I
why we don't
care.
understand that we have the bond. I just wish one day in history
But
we
but
stop
it's a
buying shit for
process.
But
two
that's
days.
but
That's
how
what
about
we
this?
trying to
But how about
do.
this? But the beauty. Let me tell you the beauty of this. What the beauty of this conversation is, right? Is that
Glencini, shout out to them. This dude right here who made these sneakers, right? He was in jail. Went to jail 3 or 4 times. Drew the design of sneakers. Came home, started working a job, building up his shit. Used to be a rapper, started building up his shit, and now he's in Neiman's. He's in all of them. He was on Breakfast Club. He was on Nick Cannon show had him up there. Like, so he's been doing this thing, and we're about to work on a sneaker together. Now this right here,
I need a 9 and Styles needs a 10.5, right?
Definitely.
I am the brand. I am the brand. So he made this. This was kind of inspired by Kyrie. Kyrie had said some shit, and then he started making these sneakers, and he
Those
said
are
them
dope.
too. You know what I'm saying? These is
Because
dope.
the Converse Chuck Taylors are my favorite
Exactly.
sneakers.
So these are my good little summer joints. I'm gonna put me a good little outfit.
I like Cool Kai shit too, right? That's
Cool
Yeah,
Kai. Shout out to
the
Cool
Reeds.
Kai too.
I like
Shout out
his
to
shit.
Cool Kai.
Cool Kai is so hard to get in contact. I'm supposed to go to the jersey. I want to go to the factory.
Because he got a lot of one-looking sneakers that
Yeah,
I
he
could
got
just say,
some-
give me, I need these right here, and I'm gonna buy that one, that one.
It's just hard. Kai's got so much going on. So shout out to Kai. I'm about to go to he got his factory in Jersey. They said, just come out there and just pick some joints. So I'm gonna go out there and cop
Well,
out.
we could go with you. You near
Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
We're coming to Boston.
let's go.
But I just want to say something that for me the beauty of this conversation is it surpasses one of the things that I think keeps us divided, which is all people think that just because we have a difference in opinion, we're enemies.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But what we don't understand is we harp so much on our differences that we think that that's what keeps us apart when we don't realize one commonality is what makes us in this together.
Exactly.
You know what I
say that
mean?
all the time.
So that's all that's important. Once
just
we
gotta
have that
find the
one
common
commonality,
thread. That's what I'm trying.
yeah, we
Unity
fight the
is
same
not-
fight.
Unity is not uniformity.
Exactly.
And that's what people understand. I don't think you have to. People like, yo, I don't agree with everything you say, but I feel.
You don't
and
have
you don't.
to.
You're not. I don't agree with nothing. Everything somebody said. There's no person in this world that everything they've said I agree with.
Exactly.
And I because as a man you have your own thought process. You know, if I say something that you don't agree with, we can agree to disagree. But we know that we have more commonalities. We know that we actually going to the same place. We might not agree with the direction. We might not agree what car we need to get in. Some might take the train. Some might fly. But we all going to the same place.
place.
And that's
We
what
all
we gotta,
trying to get to the
that's
same
it. We all
place.
trying to get to the same place.
I
So
tell
as
people
long
that
as
all
we
the time.
understand that, then we understand that we are unified.
I tell people that all
That's
the time.
not true, because
especially
once
when
we
you-
disagree, he starts sweating and yelling. And
Whatever. I tell people that all the time, especially religion. I never understood, like I talk about religion all the time. And I say people praying to God, and you know, when you read the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, they talk about the same, it's the same characters and all.
That's right.
Right? And they really fighting and killing each other over semantics.
Different
And
interpretations.
if you just say keep your focus on God and what the direction where you're trying to go.
Doesn't
everybody
matter
will
what his
find
name
it.
is.
You could be.
Doesn't matter what his
praise who
sex
you want to
is.
praise, how you want to praise. I'm gonna praise who I want to praise, how I want to praise.
I love
Yeah,
it.
because
in
God
men's
is love,
society.
bro, and there's only one love.
I
That's
remember in Men's Society, I didn't mean to cut you off, when Rock had said, he was talking about Cain. He was telling Cain about his son that was, you know, he was the.
I remember
he said,
that.
if Allah can make him a better man than
Then
Jesus
I'm all
can,
for it.
then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. If Allah, if Jesus, whatever it is, you call your deity can turn you into a righteous individual, then that's what it is.
God
for you.
is love. And at the end of the day, you can call him Allah, you can call him Buddha, you can call him Jesus, but at the end of the day, if you are being taught love, that's all that matters.
That's it.
Well, on that note, no, before we end it, my son, can you give me 3 things that you don't like, real quick?
3 things I don't like.
That you want to see do away with?
What I want to see do away with.
It's things that we could leave in 2022, man, and not drag into 2023. Like, could we please leave this behind?
Okay. Things that I want to see. I want to see the eyelashes. I'm just tired of the eyelash shit.
Yeah, we
I don't
talked
know
about
where
that,
it
Bryce.
was.
Hands on the eyes.
Yeah, the shit is it's too much. Like no nigga ever looks. It's like, yo, you see how crazy your eyelashes is. That's just like
That shit
never
is
nothing
ridiculous.
that a nigga ever said.
I just told my daughter that shit the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people overdo the eyelashes, man.
I really just want to see the men. I want men to like. I just don't want to. I'm not really with the woman type clothes. It's getting and it's saturating.
It's getting crazy and crazier.
Crazier and crazier. It's like certain shit.
Well, I
like-
never see girls wearing guy stuff.
'Cause,
I see
yeah.
guys
I mean,
wearing girl
girls
stuff.
always wear guys.
No,
They've always
B.
been wearing guys.
Not like now.
I mean,
I
you
have
know,
to
they
agree with
they
my
had
son. It
they
gotta
had
stop, B.
they had no. I agree that has to stop. But I'm saying women they had the whole oversized trend. But I totally agree because that whole men wearing feminine clothes it's crazy.
It's your third thing.
My third thing is I don't want to hear the smoking on the ops. I don't want no real beef on records. Like that shit right there.
I agree.
Like I can hear you know, because we come from the street, we can
Holla at
talk
the nigga
about
on the phone,
scenarios.
pull up on the nigga, have
Yeah,
a
we can talk about
conversation.
scenarios, but I don't want to say about how you shot the nigga yesterday and you actually shot him. Like, I don't want to see that promoted. I'm not okay with that. That shit is not cool.
Ain't nothing
it ain't
cool
tough.
about it.
It ain't
We always did what we had to. Not what it's not that we wanted to.
It was never some shit that we glorified. We wanted to get proud. Like when I had beef with somebody, it was because my life was in jeopardy. It was.
Or there was violation.
There was violation to the point.
code.
So it's like I don't want to see that shit just promoted as a trend. Like the beef as a trend shit. I want that shit to just go away.
And I know that's Soya's last thing, but I have to ask you a real serious question. The primaries just happened not too long ago, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a real problem. I never know who to vote for. I never know half of the motherfuckers that's on the ballot. Mm-hmm. Do you go in there and just say, I'm going to vote Democrat? How do you figure out? Because I think they do a bad job of even, when the primary come, all these people just come out.
Keeping people informed,
like, yeah. They don't inform you well. So I really want to ask that question because I know a lot of people have that question, and I think you're one of the best people to answer that. How do you figure out who do you vote for?
I think that's the thing, right? And we got to create that. And I think until freedom, that's one of the things that we want to create. We want to create a mechanism to inform you about the candidates, right? And say, this is what this candidate stands for. This is what they do. This is their history, so that you can make informed. Because we're not here to tell you who to vote for or not, but we're giving you the informed information that you're able to base your opinion. I mean, base your status on who you want to vote on based on what you see, and give you bullet point stats of what it is, and then give you an opportunity, give you information to where you can look up the person's track record and then see if it's somebody, because I'm bipartisan. I don't really care about party. I just yet have seen a Republican that made me feel like it made you even understood my reality. Like, I'm not gonna vote for no party where 1% of the niggas look like me. Not even 1% of them. Like, you got probably 3 black people in the whole party. It don't make sense to me. You can't tell me that white people know better about my community than I do. I'm actually, most of the people like, when I talk of, Michael Blake, when we talk about Jumaane Williams, when we talk about Tish James, Vanessa Gibson, like, these are people that I've literally seen on the front line with me. So when I'm voting, I know that they understand. Althea Gibson, Natasha Williams, like, these is friends that I watch. So I watch them get in, and I know that they have the right intentions. A lot of them get in and be like, yo, this shit is crazy. They don't want to let us do this, but they are fighting for us every day. I can't of good sound mind vote for a party that I know that none of those people can actually run in that party. It don't make sense to me, because I know that the demographic that's voting in that party don't even understand the reality of what's going on in my community. So until those things change, we're actually actively trying to create our own party and try to build our own voting base up. And that's what it is. It's about building up our voting base. When they know
that's
that
true
we're
power.
power. You know what I'm saying? When we build up a base and we say, look, we have over 5 million votes. We got 5 million votes. And now we can sit down with whoever, and we able to dictate what's going on. We can create our own candidates. We can run our own candidate. We can raise a nigga up from high school, put him through college and all that, and say, this is what we need to be done.
But I think that's where the gap is in getting the people to understand that is true power. That's what's going to give us power. We keep talking about economics, which are important, but at the end of the day, nothing gets things done like having that voter base and saying, bro, we have the power to get you in office or out of office.
Yo, listen to me. Shout out to 19 Keys. Me and Keys have this argument all the time. He like voting, and I'm like, Keys, I hear you, but I don't give a fuck how much money you got. If the right politicians ain't in office, they can stop you from getting the money. Yeah. Like they're literally able to stop.
I told a couple weeks ago about the Jewish people. They stand together. When they go do they vote, they all voting for the same person.
It's a voting block.
My homegirl works,
and that's why they
my homegirl works for
different.
My homegirl works for the Board of Elections. They were renting buses and bringing them to vote.
Yeah. We have to get more organized.
And that's what there's a lot of people doing that work, right? Shout out to Woke Vote. Shout out to Black Voters Matter. Like, we have black people doing that, and they doing it all over this nation doing it. I just think it has to be more collective. It has to be more us being more intentional about letting people know where it exists everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those organizations in the South, I think we need to do it like what you said. People like you need to be informed. So that's what it is for me. My job is like, y'all the people that I connect with every day. I know you're gonna come to my pages here. What's going on with Mice? So I have to be able to give you that information. So you should know that, because I'm in these offices and I'm having these conversations. But now I know that that's a lane that needs to be filled, and that's what I've been told by my organization. Like, we have to give information. Shout out to my brother Angelo, who is a lawyer and who's very intentional about those things. So we'll be getting that in a minute.
Definitely. I appreciate that. But yo, it's another episode of Brooklyn Boys Radio.
Word the word.
We want to thank Mysonne for coming out.
My son, appreciate you, man. P. Hoppers in the house.
I don't really fuck with Brooklyn niggas, but these dudes is all right. You know, these dudes all right.
Yo, I'm never getting no more girls from the Bronx. I'm telling you that.
Hey, yo.
Mysonne, you never got one to come up there.
What? The girls from Brooklyn got gold teeth and they got guns.
Whatever.
Yeah,
And they got razors and
But
all
the girls
type,
from the
they
Bronx
trying to
wear
kill
lugs
you.
and sketches.
And they set you up.
Yo, man. Brooklyn.
We out.
We out.
Kennedys.
Peace.